Hello, Flosstube. My name is Elizabeth Martinez, phantastitches, and this is my update number 238. This is Jenna cross stitch, and I don't have a whole lot to share, but go ahead and get into it now. As far as stitching is concerned, I'm working on my WIPGO project, and last week I talked about the fact that I was almost done, almost met the goal of 10 days stitching on my number 16 project, and I had to do the 10 days for the, I think I had done 2 or 3 days for my number 9 project. So I finished the number 16 project, excuse me, I'm reaching down and scratching my leg. I finished the number 16, and this Monday, I believe, I'll finish my number 9. And then I have, last week I shared my June cross-stitch camp finish, and so I'm preparing what I'm going to work on for July. And so this update is a little bit late in the evening. It's like 6, 7, 8. Golly, it's 8 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock here in Phoenix, which means it's much later in other parts of the country. We were running around doing stuff this morning, and then I was tired. So as you might notice, I got my hair cut. And then we made a trip to the attic. More about that later. And anyway, so I'm going to talk about WIPGO. So number 16 was Monster Wonder Whale by Owl Forest Embroidery. It was a little kit. So yeah, I have the black, it's not black, but almost black, the darker color for the whale, all done, and a little bit of the blue, and some of the other colors. So, my needle minder's sticking to my thing here. Okay, so this is how much I did in, I had done the whale, all this main color of the whale, and I think I had just started this spout before this month. So I finished this whole, let me move this needle minder out of the way. So I finished this whole blue spout, and then this yellow gold colored tree, and then this darker gold. I had just started this last week. I just started this little tree here. So I did all of this inside part. And I did 3 of the 4 little diamonds. This diamond here is like not a complete diamond that goes in there. I haven't gotten to that yet. And so as of 10 days, I did part of this. There's another little like tree thing here in this color. So, and then I did various little individual motifs. There's some other colors that are in some of these, but I was working with just, one color at a time. I'm kind of a, like I said, a little bit of a color completist as I can reach things. So I did like, one color in the sails on this boat here, this color here, and the way one line of the waves underneath the whale. And so there are some fish and another line of waves and boats, and then the rest of the town that's on top of the whale. And in this, the rest of this stuff, that's above the whale. This little bird and these trees and all that stuff. So it's far from being finished, but I did get my 10 days in there. So, you know, it's one of those, like, once you start going, you really want to keep going, but, you know, because of WIPGO, and, you know, because I'm doing all the other stuff, the cross-stitch camp and all that, you know, I have to move on to keep up. So even though there's no such thing as the cross-stitch police and I can do whatever I want, whenever I want, you know, I'm trying to meet my goals and keep my goals and keep going. So anyway, so that's number 16, Monster Wonder Whale by Owl Forest Embroidery. And that, the cloth and the threads, they're all in the kit. So these are their over-dyed threads. Oops. I think like one of them is Cloudberry, is this orangey color, and Jonquil is this darker orange color, and I think one of them is Thunder Sky, either this gray color or this blue color, I forget, but that's what the names of their threads are. So and this particular kit, because it's one of the larger kits, it came with this little needle minder, and it comes with a needle and this beautifully serged, I think it's 32 count fabric. But yeah, so this is all in the kit. So like I said, you know, you could order, I think you could order like whoever carries them, or from their website, you can order just I think in some of them you can order just the pattern, or you can order the kit, as I recall. I haven't looked at it in a while. But anyway, so that's Monster Wonder Whale. And then my number 9 pull for WIPGO was this Kitty Kitty by La Di Da. I think the Lori Markovic is the designer for that. So she designed it again with these, you know, dark gray kitties with whitish tails, and I decided, because like the gray color that's called for in the cats didn't show up well on this fabric, you know, and so I went with black, and sort of to memorialize my 2 previous kitties, Hotspur and Cyrano. They didn't have as much white as their tuxedo cats, but, you know, but I made it black. And so consequently, I also made this border, started on this border in black also. This little, this little first initial border around there is going to be black. And it pops pretty well on this dark green fabric. I bought this 30 count linen at, it's by the Primitive Hair, and I bought it at the Attic quite some time ago. But anyway, so this past several days, you know, I had worked on the leaves, had been added, and I think I finished the tree some time ago, and one of the cats, like the white on one of the cats. So I finished the black. The cat's done except for their eyes. They have, on their eyes, there's 2 squares there, and their eyes are like, the eyes are like centered, you know. So if you look at the pattern, it looks like 1/1 in those, you know, middle squares, but it's actually, according to the directions, it's just a single X, you know, but it's centered on the 2 squares. So it's kind of in the middle, if you will. But so I haven't done their eyes yet. But I've been working on these little, I don't know, butterflies, bugs, whatever they are, down here. So these are done. And after, this was really probably the hardest part, really, of the stitching, was just the, you know, because they're slightly involved. But otherwise, you know, it's just borders around here. So I probably won't be able to finish it. I think, like I said, I think Monday is the is the end of my 10 days. So maybe like whatever I might do tonight, and then Sunday and Monday. We'll see how far I get with those. So anyway, that's Kitty Kitty by La Di Da. And I'm using just DMC threads on here. I think this is done in silks, but there was a DMC alternative list given, so that's what I'm using. Okay, so that is Kitty. So when I finish that, that'll be my 2 WIPGO goals for the month of June. And today's the 25th, so the July numbers should be called in a couple of days, by Monday. So I'll be ready to get those started for July. And since I already finished my camp project for June, so for July, I'm heating up my project. I was I had thought about this, and then I was dithering about maybe I'll do something else, but then I decided to do this after all. So the July challenge is to do something that is finished in some other way other than a framed piece, like, other than in a frame. So like a biscornu, a strawberry, a pillow, or whatever. So this is from Just Cross Stitch magazine. This is December 2020. This is a really pretty picture too. I really like those cardinals. But the project that was in here, and I don't know now that I look at it. Yeah, here it is. So here's the it's these here. This Snowman's Treat, and this one here, Gnome for the Holidays. There are 2 little ornament finishes, and they're not very big. I think the Snowman is 61 by 61, and this Gnome for the Holidays is 69 by 43. So I think I'm going to start with this one. But if I'm diligent, I might be able to finish both of them. At least, you don't have to fully finish the things, but finish the stitching at least. So and this is if you can get this without showing the chart. So this is a little bit closer. It's so cute, so cute. That's the Snowman's Treat, and then Gnome for the Holidays is here. So, yeah. So that's what I'm hoping to do. I have, I think the dimensions on this is figured with 28 count, and I think this fabric is 32 count. This was just some little scraps of linen that I had. So I don't know if they're both, I think they're from 2 different little, pieces that because I used them on different things. So, but they're big enough for those, and they're tea-dyed by me some time ago. Yeah, so, but I think they're big enough for those projects. And for one of them, for the Gnome for the Holidays, it uses some colored cotton colors and Weeks Dye Works colors. So this is Snowball and Razzleberry, and this is Molasses and Holly, and then a couple of DMC colors in there as well. So that's Gnome for the Holidays. And the Snowman's Treat, again, uses some DMC threads, and then Color and Cotton, excuse me, did I say Color and Cotton before? Classic Colorworks. I don't know why my brain was doing that. Toasted Marshmallow, which basically looks like a white. And 2 weeks Starworks colors. This one is Sky, and then there's another one that's Navy. And I went to the attic today, and I got, because I was going specifically to get Toasted Marshmallow, Sky, and Navy. And I got Navy, but when I was getting ready to do my video, I was like, "Where's the Navy? You know, where's the thread?" And I was looking so I looked at my receipt, and I was only charged for the 1 week Starworks thing. So I think I dropped it when I was walking around the store, because I know at one point I had everything sitting on I was just carrying it on top of pattern that I bought, and at one point I dropped. I was buying a button, and I dropped the button, and I went to pick it up, and so I think at some point while I was walking around there, I must have dropped the 1 week Starworks thread. So that means I have to go back to the attic to get that other one. So anyway, so yeah, those threads for the Snowman. So speaking of the attic, so I went there, and I one of the things that I bought was Gast Gentle Arts, this faded rose color, and I think I only needed one, but I went ahead and bought 2 skeins because it was there, because it hadn't been there, and I was like, ooh, grab that. So I did buy that just because. And then last week I talked about how I had bought an elephant. This has a little thread there, but I bought another one because I was trying to think, what I could use that elephant button for and all this stuff. And when I was thinking about with the project I was going to do for July, one of the things, I have a project bag that has a few different Biscornu patterns. And if you saw a few weeks ago, I finished the hold on a second. So I have like I said, a project bag that has just Biscornus in it. And a few weeks ago, I had finished. I had showed you the finish I had for the Tiny Modernist Western Biscornu, which was I think it was one of my WIPGO pulls. So so since the July challenge was to finish something not in frame or whatever, one of the possibilities was doing the Biscornu, and I have I have one that's I want to say Joan Elliott Bunny Biscornu, but it has a lot of stitching in some places, and I have 3 Tiny Modernist ones. Tiny Modernist had or has like a Biscornu club, I guess, where you would get a Biscornu pattern. If you sign up for it, you would get one every month, but you could also buy them individually. So I had bought 3 of them off of the website. There's a panda and a giraffe and an elephant one. And so I thought, well, maybe I could do the elephant one. It was very cute. And I thought, if I buy another elephant button, then I could put elephant buttons in the middle, So I'm not going to do it for my camp project, but now I have 2 elephants. So I have one for each side. So I got that at the attic. So And the other things I got at the attic were, besides my lost thread, this is Sheepish Manor. It's a little kit. Comes with all the fabric anyway. The fabric and the pattern. I don't know, but it's a little kit. Sheepish Manor. It's not very big. It's, the way it was, they had it on display there, a model on display. But it's so cute. It's a little sheep. Very cute. And it's by, shoot. Hold on one second. I have another kit like this, so I should know the designer, but off the top of my head, I don't think it's on here. Yeah. Excuse me one second. So yeah, it comes with a fabric and a needle and the threads. And the designer is Chessie and Me. That's right. Chessie and Me is the designer. 63 by 71, so it's not very big at all. And this is, I believe, it's 32 count linen. So, like I said, it's a little kit. So this was, something I got at the attic. And they have a lot of little Chessie and Me kits like that. And the other thing I got, just because I just saw it and thought it was really cute, is this collection Tralala Nuit de Noel. And this is, yeah. So look at this little Santa. Sorry about the glare there, but I didn't want to take it out of the package. But there's a Santa and a couple of reindeer. There's a little bunny and a bird over here. And really, there's a lot of birds. And this trees. And it looks like some holly. So that's really, really cute. Nuit de Noel. The collection Tralala. And it calls for gentle art threads. And I didn't even look. I should have bought them while I was there. But yeah. So I might have some of these threads. I think I do have some of them. Yeah, so anyway, there's that. So that is all I have planned right now. So like I said, in a couple of days on Monday, I expect the new WIPGO numbers to be announced, and so I will see what is in store for me at that time. And otherwise, I think that is pretty much it. There's some stuff in the Etsy shop. We talked about it on the video that I did with my sisters, the Sticks and Strings video, and I don't have the items at my fingertips now. They're kind of where I can't reach them. But we have some project bags that will be in the Etsy shop soon. My sister was looking at some charms to put on the zippers to pull them, and wasn't happy with the charms that we have. So she and I are going to go look at Michael's for something appropriate. So Forget what I was saying. I don't remember. But so hopefully I'll have I'll see what the new numbers WIPGO numbers are. And I feel like I was in the middle of something and I can't remember what I was saying. Anyway, but yeah, so the project bags. That's what I was gonna say. We were so my sister was trying to choose some charms and we weren't happy with it. So we were planning to go to Michael's or someplace and find some appropriate charms for them. But they're finished, so they should be in the Etsy shop soon. Along with a few other, there's a few patriotic things for those of you who are celebrating the 4th of July, and all that. So that's in the Etsy shop. Three Sisters Creative is the name of the Etsy shop. And so, feel free to go there and check it out. And there's always a link to the Etsy shop in my description box below. And so, so you can go there and check out what we have to offer in the Etsy shop. I think that's pretty much it. So I have to go back to the attic and look for my missing thread that I dropped, to see, hope they, still have that color. And I have to get it soon because July is right around the corner. By next weekend, it'll be the 4th. The 1st is, anyway, it'll be close to the 4th of July. But I will have started my camp project by then. Let's see. Today's the 25th. 26th is Sunday. Tomorrow, 27th is Monday. 8 through 9, 30, 31. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So Saturday is July 1st. Is that right? Anyway, it could be. I don't know. Let me look at my phone, my calendar on my phone, right here. It's right here. So, yes. No, June only has 30 days, not 31. So Friday is July 1st. 30 days, half September, April, June, and November. All the rest of 31. Blah, blah, blah. So, yes, the 1st is Friday. So, next Saturday, when I do my update, I will have hopefully started my July camp project. And since I hope to finish on Monday, on the 27th, with my 10 days of kitty. I have a few days in the month of June left over, so I am thinking that maybe I'll continue on the June Rabbit. I think I started it at the beginning of the month, but of course I haven't worked on it because I've been working on these other things, sort of hot and heavy on the other projects. But we'll see. And I was just thinking that, I'm kind of, I feel like a little bit bound by the goals, because I'm trying to finish the camp projects and I'm trying to finish the WIPGO project. And so I'm not doing any other stitching, and I have a whole bunch of, as I keep buying new patterns. And so I have a pile of things that, are languishing, waiting to be started. And I thought, if I could just discipline myself a little more to work, maybe a couple of hours on these WIPGO projects, and then, then I'd be free to do whatever on so I could do 3 or 4 projects in a day or whatever. But I kind of get a little tunnel visioned, and I think, oh, I've got to work, like several hours on this piece and several hours every day. And so I can get a lot done in my 10 days of a goal or whatever. But then I end up not working on anything else. So as it is, when I was filling out my WIPGO calendar thing, out of the I guess it's 25 slots in the WIPGO board, I had 22 whips to plug in there, and I had 3 like new start dates, so that if that date gets called, if that number gets called, it's I could just choose a new start. So that whether that gets called, whether those numbers get whether those numbers get called at any one time, I don't even know what I would do. I have a bit of analysis paralysis, trouble deciding on things to do. I think, oh, I want to start this, I want to start this, I want to start this. And I have a tendency to sort of like feel a little scattered. And like I said, if I was a little more, maybe more disciplined about, just working so many hours on one project, then I could do, more hours on another project. Because I have the WIPGO 10 days, goal for say 2 projects, I could do, half a day on this project and half a day on the other project, and get them done in 10 days out of the whole month, just a little bit less perhaps on each one, whatever. And but yeah, somehow that's not the way I tend to get, like I said, very tunnel visioned and working on 10 days of one project and then 10 days of the other project, and then squeezing in the that camp thing as can be. And that's one reason why I've chosen small projects from my camp projects. Anyway, the secret life of Beth Martinez. And the other thing I want to talk about is that oddly enough, on Monday I'm taking my cat Snug in to the vet. He seems to have a little something. His lip was very swollen, and so I'm kind of thinking that he has some kind of a tumor. When I first noticed it, I thought maybe he had cut his lip I give them canned food at night, and I had been putting the cans down there so they could, I would dump it in their little bowl, but then I would put the can down there for them to, sort of lick the residue out or whatever. And I thought, well, maybe he's cut his lip on the edge of the can, so I stopped doing that. And but it's it hasn't healed or anything like that. It seems like it's gotten worse or whatever. So I just want to, and he was lying on the bed, sleeping, and so I got a good look at it, and it doesn't look normal. So so I'm taking him to the vet to have that looked at. And speaking of lumps, I don't know if you can see it. I have this sort of weird lump thing on my hand, and I've been sort of going through an ordeal with getting my primary care doctor. I had a primary care doctor for the last few years. Well, when I first moved here to Phoenix. and I, had chosen a primary care doctor and had him for a long time, and then just, I want to say in November or December, he passed away. So I've gone through some various hoops trying to get another primary care doctor, uh, one that's close by here. Anyway, so I chose a guy, and that sort of kicks in. I want to say the paperwork thing or whatever on the website said, as of July 1st, you can, so I'm hoping to get an appointment with him sometime after that, and then get a referral to like a dermatologist or something to look at this weird lump thing. And the only thing I'm afraid of is that, like, I might have to, if I have to have that removed and have to get stitches, and will I have to stop stitching for a while? So I'm like, I do want to get, at first I was kind of ignoring it and thinking, at first I thought it was something having to do with my watch, like some kind of, but then I realized, that's a lump there. And it actually kind of hurts sometimes if I move my hand a certain way, or if I, so yeah, so I need to get that looked at. And so anyway, I'm hoping, I I did have to have, when I used to play the symphony, I had noticed at one point I had this little, like a little cyst on my hand right here, and I didn't think too much of it, but then it seemed like it grew a lot, but in a few months, like from April to May or something like that, anyway, that spring, it seemed like it grew a lot, because it was like a little tiny seed, like a sesame seed, a little tiny thing that I couldn't, uh, that wasn't really bothering me. But on the bassoon, there's a little key guard thing right where your hand is, and there's sort of, if you have big enough hands, you can use like a little, there's a little hand rest that goes there. But since my hands are not that big, I don't use that. So there's a little key guard thing that would kind of, my hand would rest on that. And I thought, it's getting to where I can feel that lump a little more, and it gets to be a little painful with that key guard, hitting it. And so I went to my primary care doctor, and he, sent me to a hand specialist guy. And but this was in the summer now that I was, going to the doctors and everything else, and I needed to get it removed, because I thought, well, I don't want to wait until the fall during the symphony season, because if I have to have it removed, I can't play, and I don't want to miss concerts and things like that. So I wanted to get it done over the summer, the off season, and so I'd be all healed up and ready to go come September when the season started. And but so by the time I was able to get in to see this doctor, it was like late July or something, or early August, and he only did surgeries on like a couple of days a week or whatever. So and I had to like wait a week or two till he had an opening, and so I was cutting it very close. I had to have the surgery, and then healing time, and then I got a little infection, and I had to take some antibiotics, and then there was like some therapy, hand therapy stuff to make sure, but yeah, so I have a little scar there, and so I couldn't play until like maybe just a couple of days before the season started. So I was like, I couldn't, practice and get ready for the season. I had to go kind of cold, into the season. So, I know and it was, I had to I couldn't get it wet in the in the shower, and stuff like that. So it was kind of, a little difficult. But so yeah, so I'm thinking, oh, fortunately, it's on the back of my hand where it's not really crucial for doing things, but yeah, it's pretty big, and so I'm thinking, yeah, that's gonna be it looks like I'm probably gonna have to have that removed. So, but Snug comes first on Monday. I'm gonna have his little lump on his lip looked at, and he's had some scratching, itchy issues on his body. Um, and I had thought, it was I had a food allergy analysis done several months ago, and found out what he was allergic to, whatever, changed his diet, and but he also got a steroid shot at the time, and so it was hard to tell. He was doing really well for a while, but then little by little he started scratching again, and so he's got little sores, where he scratches here and there on his body, and just yeah. So I'm trying to see. Because he hasn't really done this all his life. He's just done it in the last, year or two or something like that. So I don't know what it is exactly. So I'm gonna have him looked at again for that as well. So poor little Snug. So if you're so inclined, keep him in your thoughts. But anyway, so next week, next Saturday, I should have finished up my other, the kitty, and will have started on my camp project perhaps, and I'm planning to do the July rabbit, at least get it started. I haven't even looked at it. I don't even know. I haven't looked at it to pick a fabric or anything like that yet. And yeah, like I said, I have my camp project, the rabbit, and whatever the 2 new WIPGO numbers are. So of my month sort of laid out already. I just have to get started on it when the time comes. But I don't want to start on anything till July 1st. So I have a few days where, like I said, to finish up whatever. Maybe I'll work more on the 2 WIPGO projects and the rabbit. Okay, so I will see you next week. I have to go back to the attic and buy that thread that I dropped. But otherwise, yeah. So I'll see you next week. And until then, keep stitching. Bye.